Hello, good evening, good evening, good evening. You guys, welcome back to another Bolder, Better, Wilder Tuesday. Okay, listen, today has been such a day filled with so many different blessings. And I mean that in so many different ways, from being able to just spend some time with my daughter before she goes back to school, y'all. She's been home. It says a poor connection. Did you guys hear me? Hey, cousin. Listen, so being able to spend some time with my baby, she goes to school next week. So we get this week to kind of just spend time together, kind of chill, relax, get her ready for school and all the above. So in the midst of that, I've been blessed. In the midst of just working on work and coaching stuff and all the different things. You guys, today has been filled with all kinds of beautiful blessings, right? From talking to my coach and checking in and everything. From checking in with friends. It's just been great. And so I wanted to come on live tonight, as I do every Tuesday, and talk about my book, Bolder, Better, Wilder. If you have not gotten it, get it now, okay? Right now. Not now, but right now. This is a book that you need. I'm not going to play with you guys. You know how I am. Every Tuesday, I'm going to be real honest, upfront, and raw and real, okay? So, first off, this chapter, you guys, that I'm talking about is chapter 6. Chapter 6, okay? Chapter 6, it's a real chapter. When I started looking back on it tonight, because I always go through and kind of read and, kind of get refreshed and get ready to express what it is that God has put on my heart to share with you guys when it comes down to my book. I literally was like, oh, okay, God, we're here. We've made it. This particular chapter 6, let me tell you what the chapter is called when I find it, because y'all know I don't got my glasses on, so we just gonna go ahead and filter through. Chapter 6 is called, This Is Not the Dream I Bought Into. Okay, this is not the dream I bought into. I go very much so into the issues within my marriage in this story. This chapter in particular, it literally, I dive into the things that were not okay in my marriage, the things that happened. The very first thing that I wanted to talk about, though, is that for me, when I was younger, all I ever wanted to do was to be a mommy, and I wanted to be a wife. Those were really big things for me to do, really big goals for me to accomplish as an adult. And so I went through my life, you guys, and I don't know who this is for, because I know that as women, as girls, little girls, we are taught to, when you get married, there's all these conversations that we have with little girls about marriage and being a mommy and this and that. And so I guess when those conversations came to me as a child, I really took them deep within and I really held on to them. And so I became this adult who was almost obsessed with marriage. Y'all, to the point where I was young and I wanted to get married at the age of 20. I was like, I'm old enough, I can get married, whatever. But had I gotten married at 20, y'all, it would have been a mess. The person who I was with, absolutely not. Where I was at mentally, spiritually, all the above, absolutely not. Not it, right? So I understand that, but I also recognize that marriage and motherhood and all these different things that society puts on us, sometimes we as our families, we put on our little girls and our families, and it's at a point where we gotta stop forcing that, because what happens is they start to take it in, right? You're taking in these messages as a child. We take in all these different messages as we're growing and we're learning from our parents and our family members and all the above. We take in all these different messages, and then we become adults and we utilize the messages that we heard. So we're just operating off of what we heard over and over and over again. Oh, you're going to be a great mother. Oh, she's so sweet with kids. Oh, she's going to be such a great mom. Oh, you're going to be a great wife. Oh my God. Right? We hear these different things in our minds. We internalize that. And then when we show up as adults, I got to be a mom, got to be a mom, got to be a wife, got to be a wife. And so I had this dream of being a wife and being a mother. And you guys, everything was blissful. I'm not going to lie to you. It was blissful. up until the point where it wasn't anymore. And that's why this chapter is called, This Is Not the Dream I Bought Into. I was told that once I become a mother and a wife, it's going to be great. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to have the family and the blah, 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 blah. Whatever the hell else I was told, right? And I bought into this dream like, yeah, I can't wait to be a mom. I can't wait to be a wife. And then I get into these different roles, and I'm not going to lie, the first 2 years of my marriage was great. Fabulous, fantastic, amazing. Everything that I thought it was supposed to be. And then something happened and it switched, and nothing was ever the same. Nothing was ever the same because real things started coming out that I had no idea of going into marriage, right? I was with some of my girlfriends this weekend, last weekend, and we had a ladies' night. And it was so funny because in the process of like talking about, you know, things you went through, of course you bring up relationships, marriages, all the above. And I spoke really about just going into a marriage and not, sorry, you guys, I said that my connection was poor. Going into a marriage and not knowing everything, right? But thinking that you know everything. So you're like, yeah, people talk about it all the time. It's so funny to me and it cracks me up. Me and my husband, we went to premarital counseling twice. Twice. When I say twice, I mean twice. I really mean we really went through weeks of premarital counseling twice. We did it with my counselor, who was just like, it would be nice to do it with you guys. You know, she had been meeting with us. She did our premarital counseling. I think it was like 4 weeks. Went through, talked about all the different things. And then we did it again with the person who married us, right? Our pastor. We went through it with him. And both times they were like, oh, you guys look like you guys are really doing great and da-da-da-da. Here's the thing I want you guys to know about premarital counseling. It works. It does allow you to think about things when it comes down to your kids and religion and how are we going to raise and what are we going to do and what are we going to do when it's just us and how are we going to work on us and building our marriage and building a strong foundation. And that works, right? That it works. However, you have to come and be totally honest with everything that's going on. You have to be totally honest, upfront, real, and raw. And I mean, you have to explain the traumas you dealt with, the issues with your abandonment, the issues with, I'm talking about real raw. If you're going to go to premarital counseling and not tell the truth and not tell it all, don't even go. Just don't. Because you're wasting your money and you're wasting your time. Because what's going to happen is, because you're not expressing these different things and you're not being honest with your partner, well, it's only so long that you can fake the funk and act like somebody that you're not. Because eventually that trauma is going to pour out. That abuse is going to pour out. Those abandonment issues that you had are going to pour out. The issues are going to come out somewhere in between here and there. And that's exactly what happened in my marriage, you guys. Was that I came being real, raw, honest, giving the truth, even if it was things that I was like so embarrassed to share about me. And y'all know me, I'm an open book now, but back then I wasn't. I was so embarrassed to share these different things about sexual abuse and rape and all these different things that I had been through, that I had conquered, right? So afraid to share it, but I knew that if I was walking into marriage, I knew that if I was going into marriage, I need you to know that this is the reason why sometimes I wake up and I'm just not feeling right. I'm in my head. I'm still battling these different things, right? Back then I was going through depression. I had to explain why. This is what happens when I'm in this state of mind, right? I was being real and honest. And I brought that to the table and he failed not to bring his to the table for whatever reason. I don't know his reason. All I know is what my side was. And that's specifically what my chapter is about, is that I bought into this dream of marriage and it is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to be married. It's a beautiful thing to be a mother. It's a beautiful thing for all those things to work. But you got to have support and you got to have help and you got to have a partner who is willing to go there with you, that is willing to go to the trenches with you. Okay? If you don't have that type of partner, then don't do it. Don't do it at all. This is real facts. I love love. I believe in love. I believe in marriage and I believe in partnership. I truly do. And I believe that when it is to happen for you, it's supposed to be your time, right? And so the other thing that I spoke about in this chapter was how I forced a lot of things to happen. I forced a lot of things to happen. My marriage in particular, I forced to happen because I was grieving. I lost my mother and my two grandmothers months prior to even being in a relationship with my ex-husband. And so all I thought about when I was asked to be married was, oh my God, this is my happiness. This is the dream I bought into, right? Which is why the title is so real to me. Oh my God, am I going to get my happiness right after this storm I went through? Right after all this grief I've been going through? God, is this my double for my trouble? Right? All these different things. So I jumped right into marriage without a doubt. I was so happy. Okay? So those are a few things I want to warn you guys about, but I want to read a little bit of this chapter. That's what this chapter is about. It's literally about going through these things and getting to your breaking point. I spoke about breaking points earlier this week, and I talk about how breaking all the way down was the thing that helped me see that it was time for me to move forward. And unfortunately, that meant moving forward and being separated from my husband and then being divorced from my ex-husband, right? So, but it took the breakdown in order for me to get there. It took me going through these different things. It took things coming out. All these different things that I had no idea coming out. It took me being bamboozled. I talk about that a lot. I felt like I was bamboozled. I felt like, yo, I brought all the truth and the realness, even the rough edges and the rawness, and I was bamboozled, right? And I know that's a lot of people's stories, so I'm happy to share this with you. And that means you need to get this book, okay? So you can talk about not only that I was bamboozled, because a lot of us have been bamboozled, but we haven't put in the steps to heal from the bamboozlement. And I don't even know if that's a word, y'all, but I sure didn't say that. A lot of us have been bamboozled. Let me say it again, okay? But we haven't healed from the bamboozlement. Like I said, I don't know if that's a word. I done made up a word, y'all. But anyways, we haven't healed from the issue of being bamboozled, of being tricked, of being somebody who dealt with somebody who didn't know how to come to them in their true, authentic, honest being. So they showed up as something else. And then when they couldn't hold up the facade anymore, then now you're stuck with the realness, and it hurts. It hurts like fuck. It hurts. It absolutely hurts, you guys, okay? When you were real and raw and honest with somebody and they weren't with you for whatever reason. Maybe fear of you not wanting to be with them anymore once you realize who they really are. Maybe they just didn't know how to tell you. Maybe they didn't know how to even vocalize what their challenges are and what their struggles are and what the issues of abandonment and how they dealt with all these things with their parents. And maybe they just didn't know how to vocalize it. I don't know what the reasons are. But if you are somebody who has dealt with somebody who has played a facade the entire time in a relationship or in a marriage or in whatever it was, whatever type of partnership, even friendships, you've been bamboozled, then it's time for you to do that work and do the healing. And what is this book about? Bolder, Better, Wilder. It's about coming up out of that thing. It's about doing the steps and following the steps to heal from it. Not just sit in it, right? Because we can sit in our pain all damn day. We can sit still and stay stagnant in our lives all damn day if we want to. But is that going to get you your happiness? Is that going to get you the dream that you bought into? Right? And there goes another poor connection. Listen, I have been interrupted several times in this live. I know this live is real and I know it's for somebody, and I can't wait till whoever it is for, you get your hands on it because it's real. I just want to read one part in this book because it's really, in this chapter, I talked about all those different things that I spoke about previously, but I also talk about how after going through the bamboozlement, and I'm about to, it's my word for tonight, the bamboozlement. After going through that, you guys, what happened was I recognized that I needed to do some work. So can I share that with you? Just a little excerpt from my book. All right. Just a little one. Okay. Little excerpt from my book. It says, I had never taken the time to be single and with Brittany for a while. It seemed that each time I was single for a few months, I'd get into a relationship with someone who wasn't God sent. This was a cycle that I had been doing for a very long time. I thought that once I got married, I would be fixed. But after the marriage, I found myself wanting to go back to the streets and fill that void so badly. That's what I did for a while. How many of you know that God always gets his way? How many of y'all know that? God always gets his way, right? Whether we go willingly and we surrender happily and faithfully and trustfully, or whether we fight it, and God has to take us twisting our arm almost. Well, this was my point of twisting my arm. God had to twist my arm. I went through a whole marriage, and that was me getting my arm twisted in order for me to listen to what God was finally. All right, I'm going to continue on. God showed me and told me in many ways that I needed to be single and heal. I kept trying to force relationships and things that God did not ordain to happen because I was lonely and didn't know how to be alone seriously. I got so tired of trying to force things to happen. I got my heart broken twice by the same person and decided that I'd better listen this time, or else I would continue to go through the same cycle over and over again. Honestly, I was tired of getting the same result this time. So I tried something different I had never done successfully. I became single. I mean single. And that's where I'm at, even today. Okay? Listen, my friends, this book is for you. If you have heard anything that I have said and you have gone through anything that I have said and you are struggling with your healing process, this book is for you. If you are really struggling, I mean really, like you got all this bitterness in your heart, you're hurting, you're in pain, you feel bamboozled, somebody done took your joy, right? Then what you need is my coaching. You need one-on-one. You need help. Allow me to walk with you, hold your hand, and help you through this process, okay? Because it's not easy. It's not easy when you've been bamboozled, when you've been honest and real and upfront, and you can't understand why somebody would ever do that to you. Well, a lot of the times it has nothing to do with you. And it took me a long time to get to that place, but I can help you get there as well. So go ahead, book my link, book your consultation, okay? Book your fierce and fabulous consultation so you can be fierce and fabulous in this next season when you go into it healed from being bamboozled, when you go into it being healed from that relationship, right? From that partnership, that friendship, whatever it is, okay? You guys, August 13th, we're going hard, going hard. When I say hard, we're going hard for this wellness. We're going hard for this wellness. August 13th, go ahead and join boot camp, you guys. Bolder, Better, Wilder boot camp is going to be real. God has been giving me so many revelations with this course, you guys. I have been literally on my laptop going in, just writing, just everything that's just coming up for me, meditating constantly. And y'all know, when I meditate and I stay in alignment, God gives me gems after gems after gems. And what he's sharing with me is the process I went through in order to lose these 92 pounds and keep them off. In order to lose 50 pounds and keep them off. In order to eat better. To not be addicted to food anymore. Sugar, sweets. Y'all, the process is real. And I don't even think about it when it's just me thinking about it. But when it's like God's like, but you remember you did bop, 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 bop. Yeah, I need you to share that with them. Yeah, I need you to share this, right? Because sometimes we just do things so effortlessly after we've been doing them for so long, right? I know how to lose weight. I've been doing it all my life. I've been doing it for so long, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight. So it's like I do things so effortlessly, and to explain how it is so effortlessly, right? But it's the thing about being in alignment and recognizing that like there's other things that you do. Hey, I don't know who that is. I can't see. But listen, get my book, join boot camp. You guys, I am just blessed to have been on here with you guys and just talking about all the above. Now I'm starting to get people in. Hey y'all, I'm getting ready to wrap it up. We went through a whole process. If you haven't got my book, go ahead and buy it. It's the one, Bolder, Better, Wilder. Listen, you guys, I love you guys. As always, I will be back on next Tuesday doing this again, talking about the next chapter and just going into what it means for you to be living your life. If you are a woman who is unfulfilled, and I just want to say this because this is coming up for me. If you are a woman who is unfulfilled in life, whatever aspect of your life is, whatever aspect of your life that you are unfulfilled, and yes, it is unfulfilled because like I just read in this chapter, I was unfulfilled, you guys. I had gone to college. I did what I was supposed to do. I got the degrees. I got the husband. I had the baby. And then after all else, I was like, what the hell is this? What is this? Why am I not happy? No. This is not right. I did it the right way, right? We've been told, do it this way. Don't have a baby before you get married. Get married first and then have a baby and then and then buy the house. And I'm like, yo, I did it the right way, but this is like, this ain't happiness. This is I am unfulfilled in my life. God, I went to school to do this, and I'm unfulfilled in my life, right? I'm unfulfilled. I'm a good person, and I have these trashy friendships with these women who are petty and messy. I'm unfulfilled in my friendships, unfulfilled in my marriage, unfulfilled in my career. Baby, I am the coach for you. I help unfulfilled women who are unfulfilled in their lives, whatever aspect of your life. Reframe your mind and move into living your dream life. I do not play a game about that because I have done the same exact thing for me. And when I think about where I was 2 years ago, where I think about where I was even 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, when I was single and struggling, when I think about where I was back then and how unfulfilled I am to now being in a space right now. Thank you, God. Thank you, Holy Spirit, where I can be happy. I get up each and every day. I do the things that I love to do. I'm able to focus in on my daughter. I'm able to focus in on my coaching business. I'm able to focus in on creating programs for women who are unfulfilled, creating programs for people who are searching, who need to heal, who want to lose weight. What? I could have never imagined years ago that I would be in this space, but I thank God. Healing, coaching, faith and trust in God is what got me here. And I will preach that to the day I die. I don't care if it's one person watching my live or 18 million. I don't care if it's one person watching my live or 18 million. All I can share is my story and what I've been through and what I have been brought through and what God has personally handpicked me to do. And that's coach and help people heal and help people get to live their best fucking life possible. That's it. That's what I'm here for. So if you're ready, book the link. Let's go. There is nothing like the present time. If you're not, you're wasting your time. If you're unfulfilled and you're just like, oh, I'm just going to keep swiping through. Baby, this is not by coincidence that you have rolled across my page, that you have rolled across my lives, that you have rolled across my YouTube, TikTok, whatever the case may be. God brought you here for a reason. Go ahead and book the link. I love you guys. As always, I'm getting off. I promise this time, I know I didn't stay here and talk, but listen, I allow Holy Spirit to move when it moves, and I don't stop it. I just allow it to just come up. I love you guys. I'll see you guys. Get in this boot camp August 13th. I think I have 6 spots left now. Ooh, I got to check. It's either 5 or 6, y'all. I had somebody actually join tonight. I'm not taking a big class. It's only going to be anywhere from 15 to 20 ladies in my class, this weight loss class. And if you want to get in there and you want to start to learn how to lose some weight, go ahead and join it. Get your book. Okay? I love you guys. Bye.